What's up YouTube? Welcome back to Celios Network. Today I will be playing a couple of games on PTCGO with the World Champions list. Welder Mewtwo Mew Tag Team. Henry Brand just won the 2019 World Championships Masters Division with this exact list. And we are going to go play some games with it on PTCGO. Also note that the PTCGO standard ladder is now actually Ultra Prism on. It is no longer including the older sets, so we should actually get some good games in on the ladder today. Going first with a very good hand here. We already have the Welder and double Fire Energy in hand for turn 1. And it looks like we're playing against definitely a fire variant. With the mixed herbs and Salazzle, I guess it's going to be some sort of ability Reshizard. Okay, so they start Reshizard. Against Reshi, we want to get the Dragonite into the discard. Getting our own Reshi into the discard could be good. So let's go ahead and I think we'll start with Welder and see what we draw and go from there. Okay, so we can Mysterious Treasure away this Naganadel, get that into the discard pile. The Latios is a really good attacker, and also the Clear Vision GX is very good against Reshi, so they cannot use their GX attack to one-shot us, so we're going to want that in the discard pile as well. I don't suppose getting another Mewtwo could hurt, and I don't suppose getting a Marshadow could hurt either, in case they're playing Power Plant. So I think I will get the Marshadow, and we'll put that down. And it might be premature to get the other Mewtwo, we don't know. Maybe we want to discard another attacker if we Dedenne change next turn. I think Cherish Ball for Mewtwo is fine. I have not played this list yet. This is my first time playing with this list. So I have played other Welder Mewtwo decks, but as far as this one goes, I am learning it right now. I could go Dedenne here, but there really isn't anything else we need. I think I'm just going to hold my hand here and pass. Okay, and I did misspeak. Henry Brand did not play a Dragonite GX in his Welder Mewtwo. I'm just checking the list real quick. So that is not something we'll be using this game. So maybe I actually want to just use my own Reshi to knock out their Reshi, and I don't want a Clear Vision GX. I have his list pulled up for myself here. Okay, so Cynthia, and there goes a Power Plant, so I'm very happy I got Marshadow. and just pass. Okay, so I think our plan here is going to be we want to Welder again and get our own Reshi into the discard and just blow this Reshizard up. So since Power Plant's out, we're going to reset Hole and then Dedenne change. Okay, so we can Cherish Ball, Viridian Forest, get rid of the Reshi, and also get an energy. And then Electromagnetic. No, we're not going to Electromagnetic Radar. We're going to Acro Bike and hope to hit a Pokegear or Welder and continue our turn from there. So I think getting the Welder is the best thing we can do. I'm sorry, getting the Welder. Getting the Reshi here is the best thing we could do to discard a Viridian and then hope to get the Welder. So we'll grab the Fire Energy. And then we will Acro Bike. We do not hit what I wanted there. Guess we'll grab Jirachi. So here I think we just tag Purge, and there's no reason why we shouldn't be safe. I'll attach to the active, and then we'll copy tag Purge. Okay, so I'm learning, just looking at the list again while actually playing it, that this is going to be much less of a defensive Mewtwo build as I'm used to. Since it plays its own Reshizard-GX, and no Dragonite, we're going to probably want to use Double Blaze to take an Oko in some matchups, as opposed to using Clear Vision to stop them from using their GX attack and then taking our one-shots with Dragonite. I really dislike that my opponent's playing Custom Catcher in an Ability Zard deck when they could just play Ninetales. Here's Welder. They have not decided where to attach to yet. 2 energy to the active, so we're definitely going to want to knock this thing out next turn. Just because there is a threat of Double Blaze GX from them next turn. And there's the Welder. We can knock them out with Flare Strike. We can knock them out with Venom Shot. I think we probably Flare Strike them here. So I'm going to pitch away Jirachi, get another Fire Energy. And we're going to Welder here. Okay. Not much I want to do with my hand here. Probably just Flare Strike for the knockout. We could tag Purge again, but like I said, then the looming threat of a Double Blaze to go through that tag Purge is definitely there. So we're just going to take the knockout. So I doubt there's much our opponent can do to come back from this. They have to set up a brand new Reshi. They'll definitely poke us with this if they have another... if they decide to put their energy for turn onto the Volcanion. But this definitely... I think this game is looking very close to over in our favor. Attaching to the Salandit. Attach here. A reset stamp could be good for them if they have that. But just a high heat blast. Let's see if we have energy in the discard. We do not. So I think what I want to probably do is Cherish Ball for a Solgaleo and put that in the discard pile. Solgaleo is prized, so I'm not going to do that. Just grab out the Magcargo. And so I guess since I'm not going to retreat since we don't have Solgaleo to put the energy back, I'm going to Viridian this Magcargo away, grab a Psychic Energy, switch here. We will attach this to the active. I want a Welder or 1 Fire to the benched Mewtwo. I feel like our board is pretty stamp proof. The only thing it's not proofed is Power Plant, since we used our Marshadow earlier. I can get some more dead cards out of our deck. I don't think we're going to be needing the Custom Catcher or another Welder. And also not the Mewtwo, but we can just bench the Mewtwo. So I'm gonna get... actually, Custom Catcher can be an out to drawing later on. Let's get rid of the switch and the Welder. And I'll just grab this Dedenne. Just to thin out our deck in case we get stamped. Bench the Mewtwo. Hold everything else. And we'll tag Purge. So, I really don't see what our opponent can do. They can't bench a Reshi and immediately go in with it because they need 6 energy to go through our tag purge. If they're playing Hitfilm-GX, they could potentially get some damage in, but even if they weldered 2 energy and then attached another for turn, that would only be a maximum of 250 damage they could do with Hitfilm-GX attack, which still would not be enough to knock out Mewtwo. So like I said, Power Plant and Stamp is like their only hope here. But even then we have a lot of cards in our deck that will help us get out of that, whether it be a stadium or cards that would help us draw into a stadium. They're going to Dedenne change their hand away. Lots of stuff. It looks like they're kind of trying to do like a green Zard without greens, and then also use the Salazzle. But even when you're drawing a lot of cards with Salazzle, in theory, Custom Catcher and Mixed Herbs in the same deck just sounds pretty bad without greens. Or without Stevens in like a stall deck or something. Okay, Shrine of Punishment. We are down 1 catcher, and we have 1 in hand. Oh, we don't... my bad. We don't need to custom catch or anything. We can just use Naganadel-GX's attack to knock out the Dedenne. Venom Shot. So High Heat Blast, and then we just retreat Dedenne. Retreat, use Naganadel to knock out Dedenne. And Venom Shot. And that is a good game. So our deck ran very, very well. Our opponent was playing something kind of odd. Like I said, it looked like a greens build, but without greens and some other ability-based draw in its place. Nevertheless, our deck ran really, really well. Okay, starting with the Dedenne, we play 3, so it's bound to happen sometimes. It's not really a huge deal. Okay, our opponent starts Rowlet Alone Executor. They also have Absol. Okay, very cool. So this game, I think I want to go in with an actual Reshi instead of Mewtwo at first. They did play Power Plant down. We have Bills, we have Acro Bikes. So let's just see if Reshi's in the deck. Reshi is in the deck. So yeah, I think I want to just grab a Reshi first instead of the Mewtwo. And we'll Acro Bike. There's a Stadium. Perfect. Very, very good. Kind of want that switch, and we have other Mewtwo's. Yeah, because we can just bop this Rowlet egg right now, right? So we'll play this down. Giant Hearth away. The Bills Analysis. Double Fire. Like, they might just scoop if we go turn 1, knock out their egg. Yep, they scooped. Easy game. That's a nice little nuance of the deck, remembering that you have the Latios-GX and the Reshiram that can actually attack on their own. You don't need to copy them with Mewtwo, although most of the time you will want to copy them with Mewtwo. Definitely not the best start, just because we don't have a fire energy for Welder. So hopefully we'll draw into that. Litwick. So I believe we're going to be playing against a Chandelure deck, which I have read the card, but I cannot remember exactly what it does. I think I'm going to guess it either has to do with burn doing more damage or spreading damage counters, but we'll find out. I have read the card and I saw like people build decks with it. And there's greens. For Duskstone, greens exploration. Okay, and pass. Pokegear, and we don't find anything. I guess we're just going to attach the Mewtwo and pass. And here's the Chandelure. Discard the top 5 cards of your deck. This attack does 60 more damage for each Pokemon you discarded in this way. Then put a number of fire Pokemon you discard in this way onto your bench. Huh. Alright, so this Chandelure can knock out our Mewtwo. Hope that doesn't happen. If they hit us with enough damage and don't bench anything else, then we can just win by top decking an energy and saying Outrage, so that's pretty nice. But I'm gonna guess that they play with a lot of Pokemon in this deck. Here it comes. Okay, so not enough to knock us out. But then they get the bench, the fire Pokemon they discarded. That's actually really cool. So a Charizard and a Lampent, and we get a Cherish Ball, so we can draw out of this. Okay, so Giant Hearth. Let's Mysterious Treasure away Latios. And we'll get Espeon and then pitch that for Giant Hearth. And Acro Bike. Dedenne for next turn. I guess that's better than nothing. Bench another Mewtwo. Attach, and we'll copy Outrage. Roaring Resolve, so searching for fire energy, and they're going to knock us out with this Charizard. If only we had an explosive turn 1, I think we could have just not had any of these problems and we would have donked their Litwick. So yeah, that discards all fire, so they'll do 100 and knock us out. Ugh. There's Welder, that's good. we're actually gonna have to use, like, Turbo Strike isn't enough to knock out this Charizard, right? Although we could Turbo Strike because then they can't Roaring Resolve. Huh. Let's see if we're able to get another Pokemon off this Acro Bike. Or another Mewtwo. We are not. So what can we do that will knock it out? Okay, attach, and I guess we're going to Dedenne here. Hope to get another Mew Mew. There we go. Just gonna grab that. And we will copy Turbo Strike, which puts it at 10 remaining HP, and then they can't use Roaring Resolve. They're going to pitch their own Giant Hearth to search for 2 fire energy. Okay, calm away Ninetales. Bench another Litwick. Oh, and they're playing Welder. I did not expect that. Or should I have expected it? No. I thought their whole game plan was going to be Chandelure, and then this Charizard was just one of their, like, fire tech attackers. But I guess they have Welder in here for that. So they did a considerable amount of damage. What we'll do here is... play this down, switch. And we'll Turbo Strike. And then my plan is going to be to use Mewtwo-GX's GX attack, or Mew Mew's GX attack, Miraculous Duo, and we'll heal everything. That, of course, granted that they don't discard 6 off the top and just one-shot us with 300 damage. Or 5 off the top, 5 out of 6. So 4 off the top, that's fine. That's 240. 5 off the top would one-shot us. It looked like 4. Oh, it was not. It was only 2? Yeah, I guess only 2. They got a Magcargo and a Ninetales off the top. So they're just gonna bench those. And we're gonna go ahead and discard a Giant Hearth. Get an energy. How many switches are we down? One switch. I guess we could go look for another switch. We don't get it. I should have taken 2 fire energy with the Giant Hearth. I wasn't thinking. Yeah, I don't know why I did not take 2. But we have 2 now. So I guess I welder onto here. And then we're gonna just retreat into the one with 2 psychic energy on it. Let's cherish. Retreat into here. Discard fire. And we will Miraculous Duo GX. Heal both of our Mewtwo's. I could have replaced the Giant Hearth or just removed it entirely with Marshadow, but I guess I was too afraid that they could be playing power plants. Brock's Grit, and then they can smooth over a Pokemon to the top. That's cute. So that's a guaranteed Pokemon in the top 6. Oh, they need energy, I guess. Okay. So it's not all Pokemon going in. So, if they're like stuck with this Magcargo active, we can just bills for catcher up the Litwick. Okay, yep. Oh hey, there's the catcher. So I don't think I'm worried about power plant anymore. We see that they're playing Giant Hearth, and that makes sense to play Giant Hearth. I guess they could still be playing plant. We'll replace it with Forest. We'll keep the Marshadow, and we'll double catcher. Where's our Turbo Strike? There we go. Here's another Litwick being benched. And reset stamp. We have everything on our board, so reset stamp's really not going to hurt us here, especially since We have Marshadow to plant proof us. Now we're already down a catcher before our 2 catchers, so we cannot gust again. We have 3 in here. Yeah, 3. So we can't gust the Litwick this time. Oh, we can just kill it with Naganadel-GX. Yeah, my bad. Wait, can we actually just win here? Yeah, we just need 1 energy to win. Do we have any energy left? Let's see. Oh, wait, we GX'd attacked. That's why we're not going for Espeoxys. I already GX attacked this game. So yeah, we'll just knock this out with Naganadel though. Easy. Yeah, we had to use Mew's GX attack to save ourselves. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that video. We didn't play against horribly competitive decks, but you got to see how the first place World Championships Master Division deck works, and I got to learn it a bit as well. You can find the lists on Limitless and probably on the Pokemon.com site. You'll be seeing me play probably more of that deck and also other decks that came out at the World Championships this past weekend. As always, check out my Twitch and use code CELIO on flipsidegaming.com for 10% off of your next order, $10 or more. I'll see you next time here on Celio's Network.